put it that way. It's like trying to relieve pain by saying some noble-sounding words.
You're right. I'm sorry for your loss, Miss Navia. Water is life to Fontaine's people, and it also spells disaster. It's no wonder that people always say that prophecies represent fate. Fortunately, I've never been one for such opinions.
So, you're one who will try to change fate, then?
Of course. That is why I'm going to Hotel Bouffe de Thé. I still have some things to take care of. By the way, Traveler, Paimon, one more thing.
Alright, then we'll just... Huh?
That is a clever and useful conversation technique, which I do like to use when necessary. But there's... Traveler, I'm sure you remember that I said we could work together. You and I both know that there may be issues with the Primordial Sea. Previously, it was the Fortress of Meripede. Indeed. Allow me to share the latest intel I've received from the House of the Hearth. During some recent investigations, a child claimed to have discovered some ruins near Poisson. The ruins date back to ancient. Judging by the dating of the ruins, they may be related to the prophecy and the coming crisis. My people initially came to prepare for ruin exploration. Unexpectedly, this disaster.
So, that's why the Fatui were already in Poisson.
I wanted to take the children along, but unfortunately, Linny, Lynette, and Fremine have all been dispatched to higher ground to assist. Linny told me that outside of the house, the person they trust most is you, which is why I want to give you this task. The House of the Hearth's members see each other as family, but Linny, Lynette, and Fremine said that they also see you as such. I'm sure you already understand how earnest they consider their friendship with you to be.
Oh! That somehow makes Paimon...
The intel I just shared about the ruins could fetch a high price. But...
Got it! So all we gotta do is go to some ruins, right? We can handle that.
Excuse me, but may I tag along?
You wish to join, Miss Navia?
But are you sure you're up to exploring
Well, I'm sad, yes. But I can't just go back and plop myself into a chair by the roadside. There's no point in being depressed while we still have a disaster on our hands. Besides, I'm also doing this for myself.
Since the ruins are to the south of Poisson. Here's the map.
Okay, the three of us will handle it. Come on, let's...
Time to act. No, my sword!
Don't be scared!
Stand with me!
Fallen Amber, help! So, are these the ruins the knave was talking about?
They seem to be pretty ancient, all right.
Let's go in.
Just be careful.
rain outlines your fate.
This place has also been contaminated by primordial.
Yeah. And a lot of it, too. A Fontainian would most likely dissolve the moment.
Right! You can't go down if there's primordial seawater. It's too dangerous and it won't. Don't get by my wrong. We're not saying it.
No, you're right. I can't do anything in this situation. That complicates things.
In that case,
The water levels here are unstable. I'll go together with you. Perhaps we'll find the exit.
all right. Come. Oh no, it's a dead end. Let's try climbing over from the side.
Demoiselle?
Huh?
Demoiselle, what are you doing here by yourself? Would you be...
Maybe she just wants some time.
Oh,
Yes, it would...
That's quite possible. However, you were the one that suggested we go out for a walk.
oh, right. It must have slipped my mind when I dozed. This is a familiar feeling.
Is something the matter, Demoiselle?
Oh, no. I was just trying to recall.
Do you remember Mr. Giverny? He'd requested our help before with foreign merchants who added...
We were headed to see how things...
Ah, right.
Oh, Miss Navia. Ah, Mr. Malus. And Mr. Silver, too.
How have you been?
I've been great. Thanks to your help, those bothersome merchants finally realized that I wasn't the one they were knocking at my door day and night. Even my neighbor.
Sometimes force is required.
That's right.
Oh, yes. Miss Navia, these are some flower seeds that I prepared. Please take them. I don't know what we would have done without your help.
Ah, did you cultivate them yourself? Thank you so much. I'll certainly take...
Why, we can have as many pots as you'd like, Demoiselle.
Perfect. In that case, we'll swap out some of the decorative plants for some of Miss...
Very well.
Wait. Excuse me, madam.
That's right.
No, it's nothing. This is the first time we've ever met, but you're... I've heard this name before. And why are there so few people around here?
We must mind the time, Demoiselle.
We do?
Well, now, did you...
Miss
Navia! Here you are! I've been looking for you. Please.
My trial?
Yes, she's right, Demoiselle. It's just about.
Oh?
Look, it's Navia!
And her two attendants are with her. Goodness, everyone's finally here.
Karina, Desiree, Joyville, Jolien, Essen. Where? And as for the judge... huh?
Please sit in the defendant's seat. Don't worry.
All right. But
Typically, it wouldn't be allowed, but
Hey, what kind of place do they think this is?
Come on, do they have any idea what they're—
enough with the whispering!
My dear Miss Navia, have you not yet realized? As all here know, you are Master Callus. After you took over the Spina, you treated all of us just like the late Master Callus had. Not only you, but your butler, your subordinates, nearly
Wait a moment.
Yes, correct. Absolutely right. And that, we are one big family, all of us who are from Poisson. Therefore, this fair and honorable court shall declare you
Everything you have said is correct. I have indeed done a lot for my home.
Ah, well.
How
I know all these people. Why are they laughing?
I seem to remember now.
wait just a moment. This isn't right!
Malus?
What was that, Mr. Malus? Our conclusion is very clear and unanimous. Let the court judge her now. She's—
Stay here, Navia! You're one of us!
Demoiselle, don't admit guilt. This trial means to keep you here forever.
I wish to exercise my right to defend Our Lady. Mr. Joinville, you only know of Navia's goodness, but nothing.
She was born a free and independent spirit. She has never been—
Her actions cannot serve as proof that she identifies herself as part of any group. She merely acted as an individual. Please do not mistake her actions.
Really? As an individual, you say? Don't forget, we are all Fontainians here. Even if Miss Navia only voluntarily rendered her assistance, that doesn't change the fact that her beautiful soul must return. Everything is measured here in the nation of Hydro. And in the end, everyone shall meld together. Now I speak for everyone. Our opinion is consistent. Navia should stay.
And you would call this justice? Preposterous. Once longed to—
Do you mean to defy our justice?
If your justice is flawed, then why
As you said, we can also have our own justice. Silver and I shall defend, and that—
My head.
Demoiselle,
Silver, it hurts. My head is. I remember now. Everything that seemed odd from the very beginning. Karina, Desiree, Joyville, Jolien, Essen, and Mr. Giverny and Mrs. Burnett, who we met earlier. Even Malus and Silver. I don't want to admit it, but they're all dead.
don't be afraid. And don't it—
Absurd! Who are you to say that she cannot be— Don't let them escape! We shall keep
Mr. Malus and Mr. Silver, must you be so stubborn? How could the two of you possibly hope to stand against the collective? Do not resist. This judgment is fair and just. Navia belongs to us. After all that happened, she should not be left alone in Poisson.
What are you saying?
No more excuses!
He says we're jealous. Jealous? How could she possibly be an independent individual?
What's with these people?
Who's jealous of her?
She belongs to us!
Miss
Silence!
That's...
Monsieur Neuvillette!
Such commotion is prohibited in the court. The court will adjourn for the rest of the day. In this...
Our thanks, monsieur.
Please leave with me, Miss Navia.
But...
Go on now, demoiselle. This is your only chance.
Loose.
My apologies. I couldn't resist making one little joke once I realized that this shall be our...
Malus... Silver...
Quickly, you must come now.
Goodbye, demoiselle.
Farewell.
No, wait! Just a second!
Navia?
You're awake. Good.
I must have been dreaming. Malus and Silver were still alive.
It looks like you're all right.
Did all the sad feelings cause you to have a nightmare? Paimon could give you a hug.
The ruins you were but I think I saw 2 Oceanids protecting you. It was only for a moment, perhaps even were it not for their intervention, I would not have been able to rescue you before your consciousness dissipated.
Wait, did you say Oceanids? You mean like...
Perhaps those 2 Oceanids were the people...
I always told them that they didn't have to protect me. To think that they'd keep doing so even after death.
Please come with me.
Neuvillette, are you okay?
Oh, I am quite all right. Perhaps...
Why do you look so stiff all of us? Oh, Paimon knows. You're the type who feels awkward when there's nothing to talk about.
I merely thought that we should give Navia some time to herself.
Huh? Why didn't you just say so then? Don't you think it's even more awkward?
I suppose... Ah, Sigewinne. I hope all is well with her these days. Her work in the fortress...
No way! Don't worry. She's doing fine down there. She's...
I see. Well, that is good. I have always worried that Sigewinne would need a lot of time to understand the world of humanity, just as I have.
Oh, and the Duke also says hi. Even though Sigewinne made him do that. He hopes that you haven't been overwhelmed.
Thank you. I have indeed been busy lately, and I also hope that everything is going well in the fortress.
He still doesn't know what to talk about. So, never...
Yes, of course.
This isn't going anywhere.
Yes, in fact. I had arranged to meet you in Poisson, but when I arrived, I discovered that the Fatui were... Amid my astonishment, I ran into the nave, and we had a chat.
Yeah, we originally planned to meet up with you, but we thought you might still be busy with all those official documents.
I'm sorry to have kept you all waiting like that. I'm feeling much better now. I guess we should get going again. Will you come with us, Monsieur Neuvillette?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind my company.
All right! Another one joins the party! Let's get going then! Stay put!
Yeah.
Hi! Pull it Emma! Help!
Stand with me! Rain cutter! Out of my way! Dissipate! Nada kondana.
minor setback. Witness the power of Fuwa.
Our bond is strong.
Know my sword. Seems we're almost at the top. Keep it up.
Yeah.
You, Blake, you're up. Hi. Just like we rehearsed.
Huh? Look, let me weave you a verse.
Dissipate. Yeah.
Lightning terrified!
Rain outlines your fate.
Don't be scared. Go. Break this off for size.
Rain cutter.
Our bond is strong.
Looks like we've reached the end.
This is the place. There should not be any other hidden.
The path sure had some twists and turns, but it turns out that this place isn't actually that big.
Stone slates. It seems...
Perhaps we should just leave them be.
There are 4 locations in total, but only 3 stone slates. The slate that should be in the first empty spot...
The surrounding walls also show.
There's something written below. Let Paimon see. Reason dictates that this nation be destroyed.
It feels like someone left these slates and these words here for a purpose.
That would fit the circumstances dictated by the prophecy, yes.
There's a person kneeling here. She seems so dedicated. And there's a whole bunch of other people
And is that Lady Farina in the 3rd image?
And is that a ring of people around her?
The 4th image. I know this one.
The people will all be dissolved into the waters. And only... More information should be hidden in these slates, but I fear I cannot easily uncover.
Don't blame yourself, Monsieur Nervalette. Deciphering ancient...
Ooh, the Paimon's getting a chill.
I really hope...
Still... Paimon...
That's right! If the images are in chronological order, shouldn't the 4th, the waters drowning Fontaine, come before the 3rd? Were the Hydro Archon herself...
And yet the order is reversed here.
If we go by timing, Lady Farina only emerges in the third image.
Egeria, then. I had never met her, but her appearance, the previous Archon kneeling before the floating island in the sky.
Did she herself commit that sin? Also, I'm still wondering why these ancient stone slates are here at all. Judging...
But who would have created these slates?
It seems that any further clues will have to come from Farina.
In that case, there's no time to lose.
Yeah, we better get somewhere safe for now.
Let's split up here. I'm going to check on what's happening with the Spina. You know how it is.
You still have energy for that, Navia? Paimon's already beat!
Just head back to the Fluvsandre and have a rest then.
I'll depart as well. Thanks for your hard work today. Rest well, everyone. Traveler, I will go talk to Farina tomorrow. I'm sure that you're concerned about this matter as well. If you have time, drop by my office.
Are you really gonna talk to her about this directly? Will that...
She has long been harboring secrets, and will not give them up easily.
Alright, we'll leave it in your hands then. You're probably the best person to talk to her anyway.
I will be carefully considering my words tonight.
Traveler, Paimon, our safe house at the Fluvsandre is always open to you. All right.
Welcome back. We've got...
Yay! And there's good food! Paimon's already starting to...
Oh, that voice. Is that who I think it is?
Huh?
It's you two. Seriously, nobody just uses a scry glass whenever they've got time to just see who they'll...
Still, we didn't expect to see you here!
Well, I have some business to attend to here, so I booked a hotel in the city. Why did you think I was from Fontaine, though? Is that because Magistus doesn't sound much like a Mondstadt surname?
Yeah!
Well, I used to have my own surname, which was, well, some other thing. Either way, the old hag told me when she took me as her disciple that the first step, there was nothing for it, really. She really is amazing at astrology, so I changed my name to what it is now according to... Nope. Although it is used by us in place of surname.
Wow! Imagine including a boast in your name. Wait, are you gonna have to put that into your genealogy as well?
I reckon so. In any case, I'd give my disciple a name like this as well, if I were Astromancer Barbeloth Trismegistus.
Whoa, that's a long one.
My name means Mona the Great Astrologist. As for the old hag, hers is, in plain speech, the thrice as great Scholar of the Stars.
Thrice as great? That's so... petty.
I know, right? That's just how she is. She used to call herself Magistus, actually.
Talk about excessive.
Magistus is thus the calling card of our school, so to speak, which makes it about the same as a surname. It's all right if...
That sounds terrible! But anyway, you're not Fontainian.
Well, I was born in Mondstadt, yes. My parents migrated to...
Oh, that's a good thing then.
Speaking of that, I'm sure you're aware that a bunch of things have... There's something ominous about it. Well, the water, I mean. That was the main reason, yes. Just a while back, the invitation was sent quite early on. I don't think anyone...
What do you make of that prophecy, Mona? Just tell us what you think as an astrologist.
What I can tell you is that I'm an astrologist. And that I'm afraid that this is not something that just anyone can do. But on the flip side, the prophecy is so huge and powerful.
A visionary? Sounds really powerful.
Of course. The old hag could do it. And I'd bet there are others amongst those Hexenzirkel colleagues of hers who could do something similar. Huh? Are you sure?
Thanks, Mona.
Oh, well, this is something only I can do after all. So yes, your praises are quite welcome.
That's the greatest of astrologists for...
I came to see what all the commotion was about.
Oh, whoops. Guess we were getting a little too carried away there. Well, I'll go tend to my own business now.
And there she goes, quick as rushing water. And here we are with the Spina guy giving us suspicious looks. Right, but we were able to recruit Mona's help, didn't we? Good morning. To be honest, Paimon's still feeling. But it's time to get up, Traveler. We agreed to go see Neuvillette, so let's pack it up and get going.
You're here! Fine.
It's
Monsieur Neuvillette and Lady Farina, they...
Like I said, I've already explained everything!
And yet the problem has not been properly solved. There is little space for excuses between... It is not my intention to offend you, but please, tell me where you stand. You are the Hydro Archon Focalor, are you? Look at this. This is a list of... Arrive in time to avert this disaster, and I will not have it happen again. I will say this once more. You must... Yesterday, I found 3 stone slates in some ancient ruins near...
Seriously? You're questioning me like this is a court case now. But you found them in...
That's correct, which is why I came to ask you some questions. There should have been 4 slates, but one of them... The second of these slates depicts the previous Hydro Archon Egeria kneeling before a floating island in the sky.
I don't. I've never seen...
I'll ask you again. Do you really have no information regarding the previous Archon? My deciphering of the slates indicates that the Hydro Archon Egeria once had to confess to...
All gods don't have the same secrets, you know. She was herself and I'm me. I understand your concerns, but...
Forgive me for saying this now, Lady Farina, But I have long known there are several indications that you have been investigating the This is not strange in itself, considering that you are the Hydro Archon. But you have never been as superficial as you have presented yourself to be, nor are you a fool. And yet...
So you've been watching me all this...
You...
Well, since you know about my secret investigations, there's no point questioning or suspecting me. You're the Eudix, but you're still my Just trust in me. You're Archon, and do as I... That's all I have to say. We do not Oh! the...
Did Farina not notice us standing by the door? Wonder what's up with her. She was smiling. Huh.
I assume you've been outside for a...
Oh! You noticed!
She was in a great panic, though I cannot discern the reason. Our discussion Still, I do not understand. Dialogue is the basis for Everyone in her inner circle has noticed that she is hiding some secret. The issue is her attitude. I fear that she will not reveal anything unless absolutely forced. We may have to create a situation in which she will have no choice but to speak.
Oh?
Normally, people will only reveal the truth when standing trial. Perhaps we must have the Hydro Archon experience.
But Farina's seen so many trials, and she's really good at dodging questions.
We will... And then... If at all possible, I would prefer to recuse myself from this affair, but... This may be cruel to her, but all Fontaine is in crisis. The information a god But who will lend us...
Well, that's everyone, huh? Speaking of which, it was pretty smart of you to think of hiding here.
Poisson was just involved in a disaster, so it's presently devoid of people.
And here you are drinking tea like it's the most
That's what family should do. Sit.
It's nice to enjoy tea here, you know? Care for a cup?
Lend me your ears, everyone. Or perhaps one of you might like to start us off. How about you, friend?
Me?
Then, how about you, good sir?
I fear that I will cause the mood on this boat to become as somber as it is in court.
Well then, I guess we're lucky we've got a local like me to organize things. Wonderful.
That was a little long-winded, don't you think?
Oh, you might be right. Anyway, to cut to the chase, our friend here, the Traveler, has brought us together. As for what that is, well, let's start by saying that we'll be pooling our efforts together to create a series of traps.
Oh?
Well, it's just an expression, really. One that I just learned from Chlorand, and used on the spot. So,
Huh? Didn't you say that you would be facilitating this?
Oh, come now. Your work doesn't involve much public speaking, right? This is a good chance to practice. You might even pick up some fancy...
I see. And what does my boss...
He is glad that you consider him your boss. Do go on.
In that case... Do any of you have experience?
Not that I recall.
Fremine and I once used a wooden stick in a basket to catch wild rabbits when we were younger. As for Lynette, oh, right.
I've also gone diving to catch some...
I'm afraid not. You may or may not have heard, but Fontaine once played host to a group known as the Marechaussee Hunters. Though that was their name, They did not hunt animals, but rather various monsters left behind by the ancient dynasty of King Remus. Today, Fontaine's monster population has already thinned great. Other lines of a trap comprises of the following components: bait, a trigger, and a containment device. Sometimes a lethal implement will also be necessary to deal with the prey. So, if we were to build a trap together, right now, what would you choose to build it with?
For me, I would prefer something basket-shaped. Our line of work requires a deft hand, and we're some of the best.
You used some of those techniques while moving the people of Poisson, didn't you? My subordinates mentioned that you even performed some magic for the bawling children.
Yes, and I even managed to gather some intelligence in the
I'm afraid I can't claim that as my strong suit. I prefer more stable methods.
Calm and steady. Exactly the kind of person who would catch loads of fish.
And I can be their assistant.
With discretion, I'm sure.
I'd probably use some sort of mechanical animal. Papa once bought me some small clockwork squirrels, mice, and such. When placed in the forest, they can... I remember that you liked those too, didn't you?
I did. And that would be a good way to go about it. If they're real...
What about you, Monsieur Neuvillette?
I fear I do not have any related experience.
That makes sense. You usually... But I do have one more question for you, Monsieur. If we were to create a trap now...
I would like for it to be effective, but bring no harm to the prey.
Kind, as always. However, our intention does... If we wanted to kill the prey in one strike, we would need a powerful implement. However, that also goes for prey that must be captured and safely contained.
Wait, why's that?
Only a hunter who's a true expert at subduing their prey can snare it without harming it. The line that divides life and death is often exceedingly thin.
So...
We hadn't thought of seeing ourselves as hunters.
If our means of capturing and dealing with our prey is to put them on trial, then the hunting metaphor is actually quite accurate. But we shall require much more courage than any hunter to judge a god, a being whose seat is an exalted throne.
Oh, so that's...
Paimon thought they'd be at least a little frightened. Well, Fremine was, now that Paimon thinks about... it's hard to say. Paimon doesn't have any experience with this sort of thing. After all, you're the most reliable person in the world, aren't you? Did you just pour some tea? Then what's that? Paimon's never seen that cup before.
Don't be frightened. I'm just joining you two for...
Who's that for...
Aw, have you...
Wait, you are familiar.
The voice from the sky, Huh. You're feeling lost now, just as you were feeling previously. Consider me a... The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied.
What?
I believe you have witnessed a failed attempt with your own eyes. Can everything in Tevat so easily be... Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, are the things that you shall see different from the fate that the gods perceive?
What is she talking?
I believe that you understand, right? Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in... This was good tea, by the way. Thank you for your hospitality.
The voice. crazy, okay?
Well, I see I've walked in on some lively banter.
Luna!
Fine, just fine. Not all Fontainians are pessimistic about this. One journalist mentioned that sitting around and
did she have
Why, yes, it was Charlotte. I assume you've heard of her, no? That daredevil journalist? I'm in full support of her view. Prophecies are very...
That's right! Paimon's glad...
Ah, yes. About what we had discussed before. I did try, but I'm afraid... Huh? Goodness gracious. Are you serious?
She said that even the god's gaze has blind spots. Pretty bold, if you ask.
The Hexen Circle members are certainly anything but ordinary. As for the mage named N, the old hag has mentioned her a few times, but I've never met her. And if she were still alive, she'd be...
Circle sounds like...
Their abilities alone are pretty terrifying. If she came to...
Well, it's not like Paimon could understand it.
Yes, she was quite cryptic, but... Perhaps it is something that you cannot know. Traveler, Paimon...
Oh, we're fine.
I see. I guess you could consider me someone who has often witnessed fate. But even so, I still hope for, and believe in, miracles. Astrology is eternal and rational, but fate may not be. It is cruel, but it can also be beautiful.